Welcome to Tangling Yarn. Today I want to show you how to make these flowers using a flower loom. And in my next video I will show you how to crochet a blanket using these flowers. You need a flower loom like this one. As usual, I will put the information about it and about what kind of yarn I'm using into the info box below this video. Take the yarn and the loom into one hand and use the other hand to wind the yarn around the pins. Start at any pin you want and wind the yarn around the pin on the opposite side of it. Go back to the pin where you started. Wind the yarn around that pin and go back to the opposite side. Put the yarn around the pin to the right. Go back across and wind the yarn around the pin to the left of the pin where you got started. Continue like this until you have one layer of loops. Keep going like this until you have a total of 4 layers of loops. As soon as you've finished 4 layers of loops, you can cut off the yarn. Push or pull the tails to the back to tie them off. I like to make 2 knots. Bring the tails back to the front and attach them to a pin to get them out of the way. Take a piece of yarn that's a little longer than about 1.5 yards. Thread your tapestry needle. It will be easier to work with a needle that isn't pointed. Push up the needle in between 2 pins and leave a little tail. Put the needle down between the 2 pins on the right and pull the yarn through. Come back up again where you started. And make a knot by putting the needle under this loop. Pull the yarn through. Put the needle down again and pull it tight. Now we've created our first petal. Now come up in between the 2 pins to the left of the first petal. Pull the yarn through and go to the back on the right side of the petal. Now come back up on the left side of the petal. And again, put the needle under this loop and pull the yarn through. Put the needle down again at the right side of the petal and pull it tight. Keep going like this until you've worked your way all around the center. I'm almost done working around the center. Now split one petal in the middle using your needle and then hold it with your thumb like this. Push up the needle from behind and pull the yarn through the petal. Go across to the opposite petal and put the needle down again, right through the opposite petal. Go across and come back up at the opposite side. And go through the petal on the right side of where you got started. Keep going like this until you've worked your way around the center. Now work another round, but this time work in between two petals. The last row around the center will be back stitches, just like I showed you before. I'm almost done. To make the back side look nice and even, I will pull the yarn right through this first back stitch. And then I will bring it back up to the front. Now you can take the flower off the loom. Use a pointed needle to weave in ends. I like to weave in the tails by pulling the yarn through the center of the flower from one side to the other, and I usually do that 3 times. If you've made a lot of these flowers, you can crochet a blanket. I will show you how to do that in my next video. Check out my channel to learn how to do the triangle star stitch and other little projects. Hope you like it. See you there!